Dr. Kathy Nickerson. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and when I share that with people, they usually freak out. So I'd like to do a little PSA and tell you, most psychologists aren't weird, crazy people with things hanging from the ceiling or shrunken heads. We're usually pretty normal. But I prefer to describe myself as a relationship expert. I love love. I love relationships. I love being married. I love helping people who are married. I love people who are thinking about getting married. And I'm so happy to be here with you to talk about one of the most important things in your life, which is your relationship. And whether you have a partner, whether you have close friends, whether you have kids, whether you're married, your relationships are going to change a little bit as you go through this process. Has anybody noticed already that even when they're starting to think about having this surgery or start to talk about it, people are reacting a little bit differently than they might imagine? So who would feel comfortable sharing a couple of their experiences so far?
I was always the largest in my department. I work in a very large department. And my best friend says, oh great, you're going to lose all this weight and then I'm going to be the fattest one in the department. And I thought, oh, that's a great way to support me.
Isn't that tough? It's hard to understand why somebody wouldn't want us to make choices for our health and to feel good.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of isolation in not being skinny, right? So I think we tend to want to gravitate towards other people who might be what we think of are like us. So yeah, some of your friends can seem like they want to do these sabotaging behaviors that we just don't understand. And most people who go through weight loss surgery experience dramatic changes in their relationship. A lot of people think nothing will be different, nothing will be changed. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, right? Anyone who's here who's had surgery could probably tell you, yeah, that's completely, totally 100% wrong. While it's true that a lot of people who do go through weight loss surgery will experience profound differences in their relationship, it can also be a time where you really make your relationship a million times better. Any change in a relationship is an opportunity to strengthen and make things better. So don't be scared, because we read the statistics and we're immediately scared. We read 72% of people who go through surgery experience a significant change in their relationship, and a lot of those people end up getting divorced. You know what? That doesn't have to be you. It really, really doesn't. But when you read it, it sure is scary. Instead of worrying about that, what we should do is figure out ways to make our relationships better, make them stronger. If we're having trouble before surgery, we should try and fix that before we go into surgery, because once you start to really need the other person, you're not feeling as good, you're relying on them more, that puts pressure on the relationship. It's kind of like people saying, oh, you know what, we'll have a baby to fix this relationship. Has that technique worked for anyone in this room? Okay. Pretty much no one that I've ever talked to has that technique worked for. And it's the same thing with weight loss surgery. Weight loss surgery intensifies the state of your relationship. So if it's really good, it's bound to stay really good. But if it's rocky and you're putting pressure on it because you're doing something different, you're changing who you are, you're changing what you're thinking about, you're changing how you're feeling, guess what happens to the relationship? It's going to suffer a little bit. So we want to make your relationship as ironclad and as strong as possible before you go into surgery. And we also want to do good things to maintain your relationship while you go through the surgery process. So, and even afterwards, you might find that your neighbor says wacky things to you, right? Like, I'm going to kill you. Okay, so we need to stay away from any neighbors like that. Your friends will say things that are completely unsupportive. You know, if you get skinnier than me, we won't be able to hang out anymore. Your partner may try to do things to sabotage you because they're scared of what you're going through. And when we have wacky behavior, it's usually because we're afraid of something. So what we want to do is figure out ways to really communicate with the important people in our life, whether they're our kids, our spouses, our partners, our friends, so that they can feel okay going through this process with us. It's sad that we should have to take on an extra burden, but you know what? If you want to have great relationships, they do require a little bit of work. So let's talk about some great ways to make relationships work. And I'll give you my very best tips, and then maybe you have a couple that you'd like to throw in as well, because you're all the experts on you. And whenever anybody tells you what you should be doing, the first thing you should do is check in with yourself. Does that make sense to you? If I told you, okay everybody, we're going to go out and go to that bridge and lean dangerously over the freeway, I hope you would all stop and say, Kathy, what the heck are you telling us to do? So if I say anything today that doesn't resonate with you, wouldn't feel comfortable for you, then please don't do it. Or ask me, what can I do instead? Because I would never say that, or my husband would kill me if I would say that. I want to help you find things that work for you. When you've never been skinny, or it's been a long time since you've been thin or the weight you want to be, or felt the way you wanted to feel, you start to adopt a whole lot of beliefs in yourself that may not be true, and you make a lot of compromises, right? You think, well, you know, maybe this is the best relationship I can have. Maybe I deserve to feel this way. Maybe this is how somebody should treat me. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not true. Each and every one of you is wonderful. You're a unique, valuable person. You were given amazing gifts by whomever you believe, God, the universe, the creator, and you already have so much value. The world is a better place because you're here. Please don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And so in your relationships, I want you to remember that people need to act in ways so that they deserve to be in your life. It's not you compromising to let them in. They should be doing something so that they deserve to be there. People need to earn the right to be in your life. It's not you should make an exception to let them be there. Because life's hard enough. We need people who will support us.